Benjamin Boone Martin.
What was Benjamin Boone Martin like? What was he?
He was a very stern man, and he was stern with his whole family. I'm sure he must have loved them, but if he did, he didn't show it like we show love. He just was a very stern man, stern with his wife, stern with his kids, and he always made a good living for them. Had plenty, owned a lot of land.
Yeah.
Because he gave land to every one of his kids that wanted to live close by. And to give everybody, all the children, 2 acres of land. And even though we left and moved to different places, but during the Depression we went back to the farm and lived off of the land. Our dad had to go and work. One time he went to a place and worked on a big farm.
Your dad?
Yes. He had to leave and go work so he'd have enough money to buy staples. And that's the way we lived during the Depression. We were a lot better off than a lot of people. Granddaddy Martin's people were from Kentucky.
Well, Benjamin Boone had a lot of property too.
Oh yeah, he did. He had a lot of property. He bought all that probably dirt cheap.
Oh, sure.
You know, because he had so many. Because Aunt Ethel, she had about 5 acres, because that was his Granddaddy Martin's pet.
Oh, sure.
He probably claimed only one child. Because he lived with her.
Oh.
After he moved from his house. He lived in front of us, and then he moved in with Aunt Ethel.
Yeah.
A lot of times he would stay, have his meals at my Aunt Ethel's house, and then he would sleep in his own house, because all of the farms were together in that area.
How about Rosa Martin? Now, what was she like?
Now her family was more outgoing. They were very friendly people. Business, and horses.
So they raised horses?
Yes.
Would you know her parents?
I remember some of them, because she had a brother that lived in Bartow. He was Walker.
Oh, okay, the Walker.
Yeah, and they must have had some money. They had land, a lot of. See, if you owned a lot of land, you were thought of as
well-to-do.
They had sheep and cattle.
Okay.
And land.
So the Walkers did.
Yes, and down by Arcadia, Frostproof, below Brewster, and down through in there, that's lowland, the pasture land.
Okay. Now, someone told me that Benjamin Boone Martin was named after Daniel Boone. Is that true? Or?
They took the name Boone because his dad liked it. I finally found out.
Oh.
Through, he wasn't named after Boone, but they took it because of the history part of it, because they liked it, and they were from Kentucky, and every one of them were good rifle shooters. Dad and LT both. They could just and hit it.
Oh.
Good marksmen.
Yeah.
It was just
came natural.
Yeah, came natural.
Well, now how many kids did Rosa have altogether?
Clarence, Jim, and Gordon, Uncle Gordon. Daddy, Nairn, Uncle Bill, and Pete. He was the youngest.
Okay, so then 6 boys.
Yeah,
she
6
had.
boys.
And then what were the
2 girls?
What were the daughters' names? The sisters?
Edith and Ethel. Oh, another one, Lily.
Oh.
Aunt Lily. Aunt Lily was the baby.
Now, how did Benjamin Boone and Rosa get along?
They didn't get along good. He was a very stern man.
Was he real mean to her, just verbally, or was he physically mean to her?
Verbally, I think.
Just
I don't
verbally?
think he was physically. I don't think he beat her.
Oh, okay.
If he did, he didn't do it very much. Didn't
Okay.
do it very long because she wouldn't put up with it.
During this time when he was maybe verbally
Yes.
abusing her, is that the time that she maybe had an affair?
Yes,
So she just felt justified, I guess.
yes, she did.
So describe what happened there.
Well, when she had quite a few boys, and I think that she just got tired of being pushed down all the time, verbal, and I'm not sure whether he was abusive or not. I heard that he was. But she was a nice looking lady and dressed well. So she had an affair and had this baby.
What's the baby's name?
It was Pete.
What was the man's name that she had an affair with?
I believe that his name was Fortner.
Fortner.
Yes.
Whatever happened to Pete? Do you know?
Oh, he had a nice family, married, grew up, got married, had a nice family, kept the name of Martin, and just lived very well in that North Lakeland. When it was found out that she had had an affair, she was turned out of the church, the First Baptist Church in Medela, Florida.
So it was a big scandal.
It was well known in the neighborhood and all of Medela. that-
How did Rosa react to all the scandal?
As if nothing happened, because she was a lady that had certain beliefs, and he was unkind to her, and she needed love. And so she took love where she could find it.
Benjamin Boone took Pete as his son.
Yes, he did.
Did everybody know that Pete, his father, was Fortner?
I think so. It was known in the neighborhood. And things, in those days, things were kept quiet. They weren't spread around only by neighbors or in the church.
So that's who she married.
Yes, she married Mr. Wetherington.
And you said that Pete, the son with Mr. Fortner, kept the name Martin.
Yeah,
Martin?
Pete kept the name Martin.
So did he stay with Benjamin Boone Martin, or did he go with Rosa?
He went with Rosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now did Rosa and Wetherington, did they have kids together?
No children. No children. By that time, they were older, and well, I guess they were in their 50s.
Well, his granddaddy and his mother and Mr. Wetherington.
Yes,
And how they got along?
they got along real good. See, Daddy cared for his mother.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, the rest of the kids didn't.
Oh, really?
Aunt Ethel, she wouldn't speak to Aunt my grandmother for years and years and years.
Because of the scandal or something?
Yeah, because she left. Grandmother Martin left, or Granddaddy Martin run her off. She left, and he had to take care of all the kids, so that meant Aunt Ethel had to take care of them.
How much older was she than Granddaddy Martin, your dad?
Daddy was young, very young. He was younger than Aunt Ethel. He was about 4 or 5 years younger than Aunt Ethel.
So he didn't bear any of the
No.
responsibility of taking care of all the kids. So
No.
Ethel resented that, I guess. 'cause
Yeah.
She had to take care of all the kids.
Mr. Wetherington, he was a gentleman.
What did he do for a living?
I don't remember, but he had money because they always lived in a nice house. Daddy liked him because he treated Grandmother Martin so good. He really treated her good. Give her a nice home to live in. They had things that she had plenty of dishes. I remember in her cupboard, and she always had food. And she had a nice living room, and she had a tall, real tall graphola.
Oh.
And first she had the one with the round, and you turned it, you know, and you'd say, ding-a-ling, and then it'd get to play the music, you know.
Oh, sure. That's Thomas Edison time.
Oh yeah, graphola.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And we'd go to his house. There on the north of Lakeland, they lived on a huge piece of land, way down into the bayhead. You know what a bayhead is? Down, and then there'd always be a little brook.
Oh.
That's called the bayhead.
Okay.
But they lived good there.
Sounds like it.
And they had a big shed. It was like this, built like this, only had a roof. Wasn't screened in. And it had a huge tub, an iron tub. Oh, it was that circumference of this.
That's big.
Big around. My grandmother boiled her clothes in that. Because I remember. And then she'd wash it out and make syrup. Sugarcane syrup in it. Boil it. I remember that.
Wow.
I remember. And I remember going to the, not very far from our house in Medella on the farm, and we would walk across the road east of the Pitkin Dairy, and they would have sugar cane and making syrup. And people would come and get big cans of it and take it home. Probably didn't cost us hardly anything. Julie and I used to go to her house a lot in the daytime, and when we would come in, she'd say she'd have always wore an apron, white apron, and she would pick that apron up and dry her hands. Say, I know you children are hungry, aren't you? Would you like a biscuit? And I'd say, yes, I sure would. Well, come on in. I'll fix you a biscuit and a jam sandwich. And she would get those biscuits out, and honestly, they were that big. And I'm telling you, she would slice them, and they were so good. Oh.
Any other stories about great-granddaddy Martin?
Oh yeah, here's one. He had a peach tree. He had peach trees, and we always got his peaches, but we eat them green. And he didn't want us to. He wanted us to wait until they got ripe. We couldn't wait. Trudy and I'd climb up the tree and get us a green peach and eat it. If they gave us a tummy cake, we didn't care. We were up the peach tree one day, and he took and put beehives at the base of the peach trees. He put beehives in under each peach tree, so we would not climb up there and get his peaches. I know that's why he did it, because he says, be sitting around the fire, he says, now you all can't climb up there in that peach tree and eat my green peaches. He says, because they don't even get ripe. And I don't know why we stayed around him so much, because he wasn't very loving to us, but oh, he loved that Mavis and GB. You know, he loved Aunt Ethel's kids.
Oh.
Yeah, we knew it, but we didn't care. We stayed around him too, and so Truby and I said, get us some rocks, and we'd throw and hit the peaches, and and then we'd go get them, and then run just as hard as we could. Oh, it was fun trying to hit those peaches. Oh.
Did he keep bees for the honey?
Yeah, he had honey. Those bees made honey, yes. But we didn't ever get any of it.
You never got any of the honey?
Oh, no.
Even though you might have gotten stung a few times.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You didn't get any honey, even though you got stung.
We got so used to those bees till they wouldn't even bother us. Those bees said, "Oh, let those little kids," because we only were about 4 and 5 years old, or sometimes 3. But I remember sitting around that fire at night, late in the evening when the sun was going down.
That's funny.
Because we had to hurry and get home, because we had to take a bath in a tub on the back porch, and we had pump water.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a kind of manual pump.
Yes. And Mother, she was a clean lady. She made us take a bath every night. She said, "Scrub those feet good."
Did any of your other brothers and sisters hang around Granddaddy Martin?
Oh yeah, LT did,
all
but
won.
not Lois.
Lois didn't?
Uh-uh.
No. Betty, Iris?
No, see, they weren't born.
Oh.
See, I was only 4 years old.
Oh, do you think they remember him at all?
No, they don't. He died,
he died
before they were born.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Iris was a tiny baby when he died.
Now, you told me that your mom would ask you and Truby
Yes.
to go out to the vegetable patch,
Yes.
but it was not her. It was not her vegetable patch.
No, it was Granddaddy Martin's. And it was just across the road, dirt road in front of our house. And then just across the road was Granddaddy Martin's garden. That was his property. And I remember it. I remember it just like it was yesterday. Mother said, Ruby, you and Truby go over and get 2 cabbages from Granddaddy Martin's garden. Now get me good hard ones. And she gave us a knife. We went out there and we were up and down. Truby, here's one. And I was getting it. And here come Granddaddy, stepping over the rows, coming from his house, hollering, "You kids, get out of my garden!" And we said, "We're just gonna get a cabbage." "I'm gonna beat your ding-dongs!"
That's what he said?
Yeah, all the time. We weren't afraid of him, I don't know why, but we weren't, Truby and I. Because he was good to us when we would go up to his house and he'd build a fire and we'd all sit around and eat acorns that he boiled.
You mentioned that you eat actually acorns out of an oak tree.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't even know you could eat those.
We didn't like them either too much, but we eat them. He said, "Now don't eat too many of these; they'll give you a stomach ache."
What do they taste like? They're like a...
Have you ever tasted an acorn?
No.
Well, after they're boiled, he said, "Eat them like your peanuts." That's what he told us. But if we'd eat too many, we'd have had a stomach ache.
Do they taste like a peanut or almond
next time, they have a little bitter twang. But you could get accustomed to it. And see, we kids, we chewed them all, but we were accustomed to it.
Oh.
And we eat them just 'cause he did.
Oh, sure.
and he eat them, so we used to run along with him.
Do you-
He'd boil them at night, sit out there and boil them at night,
Huh.
and he boiled peanuts too.
Yeah. That's funny.
We loved those.
Now, how old do you think he was when he died?
I think he died in his 70s.
Do you know where he's buried?
Yeah, Medela Cemetery.
The same one where Granddaddy is?
Yeah,
Oh, well.
we
Maybe
could go
next
there.
time we're over there, we'll look to see the tombstone.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mother and Daddy's there too.
In the same area?
Yeah.
Same area?